Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
I don't even know where to start. I have been freaking out since we last talked.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday.
Right.
Everything has changed. Taylor's version. My brain is going in like 10 different directions. I don't even know where to start. Hi, welcome to Into the 2012.
Yes.
We're here. We're back.
We've never back, left. And it's our frickin' birthday.
We're happy birthday. We're birthday babies.
Please tell us what gifts you got us.
It's us. We're the birthday babies.
We're birthday babies.
We have provided an option of what to get us.
Ooh.
Which is very on brand.
Sure.
For us. We've provided the equivalent of a wish list, but it's just one item.
Yeah.
Which we can discuss later on. But hi, hello, sign the guest book as you come on in.
Please. Get some cake.
Get some cake.
Pop some champagne.
Yeah, it's essentially the equivalent of like a corporate birthday party, but it's at 8 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
But you do have to wear your birthday hat all day. Everyone gets a birthday hat.
That is the law, yeah.
Welcome to Into the Twilight.
Yo.
Hello. I can't believe that we have been saying that for 5 years.
Yeah, that's honestly, it makes me sick.
It makes me want to pass out a little bit.
Makes me want to pass away.
I do hate that. Yeah. I hate that a lot.
We're 100 years old.
We are Father Time. I am confusion, but that is okay.
Yeah.
First of all, can I just say that it's been 5 years and we still have not seen each other makes me convinced that I will literally never meet you.
No, it's never going to happen. At this point, I have to commit to the bit so hard that I'm never going to the Pacific Northwest. I can't do it.
I love that.
Anyway, welcome back to The Odd Couple.
That's us. Hi. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Let's end the show.
I'm jazzed about my happy thing because I think you're going to freak out. Because for previously we had big ship news, which was good and gave us a lot of joy. I mean, not good for like supply stuff and like the economy, I guess, but like good for us.
But the fact that it was connected to the moon just was just the...
There's a lot of layers in that gave us a lot of joy. This, I think, scratches a similar itch. I'm talking about big fish.
Cody.
Have you heard about the big fish, Allie? A normal sentence said.
I'm assuming that you are not talking about the titular Big Fish bumper sticker that I unfortunately found out at around age 12 was in fact a reference to Christianity.
Yeah. This is not women want me, fish fear me. This is not big bumper sticker. This is just a couple of days ago in the great city of Chicago.
Okay.
A man was fishing. And he caught, I shit you not, a 72-pound carp.
Okay, well, first, sorry. I did not know where that sentence was going.
But I'm just going to drop a JPEG in here real quick if you just want to.
Because all I can imagine is, like, you shouldn't fish where the titular shit was dumped, right?
Right,
like,
the actual shit, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Can you look at this JPEG for me?
I can. This,
for listeners at
looks
home,
like something out of a fucking Wes Anderson movie.
It's the most majestic photo I've ever seen in my entire life, and it gives me... I want it to be my new phone background. I love it so much. It is poetic. It literally looks like Abbey Road. It's like, but with a fish in a shopping cart. And what's funny about this is, I mean, there's many things funny with this. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But this is, like, actually indicative of a huge problem in Illinois that we've had for a really long time. Specifically, Asian carp is, like, a invasive species here in Lake Michigan. And the state has literally spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get them out of Chicago and out of Illinois. And there's like so many mitigation processes. Like people were trying to like make them into burgers and stuff and like do a rebrand of them to be like, hey, they're cool to eat. Please get rid of these fish because we can't. They're going to destroy the lake and our infrastructure. And so much so that like this giant fish just gets pulled out from a guy who's just regularly fishing, just trying to get a regular ass fish, pulls out this like a size of a like growing child, like a large child.
Right. Something that could feed a group on Survivor for like a week.
Yeah.
So much fish.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The composition of this photo, immaculate.
This should be studied in photojournalism and photography classes. Like
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The invasive species are not a joke.
Not a joke.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
Yeah.
I did not know that this was going to be your happy thing for today. I am laughing more so because I'm caught off guard.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes I gotta pull a pivot, you know? Sometimes I just gotta...
Sometimes you do have to kind of bring me back to local news, which I do appreciate.
I gotta zag on him, you know? Sometimes.
The last time that I fished, I was 5, doing it off of a houseboat, or the deck of my dad's houseboat. And he may or may not have gone inside to get a beer, and I may or may not have fallen into the water. So, like,
allegedly.
you know, allegedly. And I may or may not have been allegedly pulled out of the water with my dad having a beer in one hand and him just pulling me out with my life jacket. You know, so, like, I don't...
Like so many great formative childhood memories, you know what I mean? Like, really... So yeah, that's my news. That's my breaking fish update. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's as much as I can say. I have not regressed as much as I expected.
Ooh.
I fully expected when I spoke to you last, like, I don't know, folks. I feel like by the time that I'm here for our next episode, I'm going to be fully 2012 self.
Yes.
And I'm not there as much as I thought I was
growth.
going to be. So that's good.
Yeah, proud of you. It's a lot of restraint on your end.
Glad that all of these years of therapy are doing fucking something.
Right.
So that's nice. But I will say there's just been an utter bombardment of everyone from like my first year of college just coming back from the woodwork and being like, hey, did you miss content from me? I'm here for you. And I was not, I was expecting one artist. I knew Taylor. And I was not expecting everyone else to be like, hi, hello, I'm also here.
Yeah. All your faves are here. They're all back.
They're here, they're back, and I'm... Current events today is going to be riled. But my happy thing for this week is Dylan O'Brien. He...
Public Enemy number 1, or depicting Public Enemy number 1, I suppose.
Yes, depicting Public Enemy number 1. Dylan O'Brien, I have unfortunately loved since 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
You know, when I was like deep into Teen Wolf.
This is dark times, you know.
You know, dark times. Listen, that show went off the rails, but I did love him, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this week, in all of my scheduled crying time, that part of the reason why I would be crying was because of Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Specifically because of one of the things I love about this man, which is how well he portrays angry douchebags.
Yeah.
Which, you know, Taylor was like, oh, got you. I need you. I have a specific role for you to fulfill. And seeing him this week made me miss Teen Wolf, and that's a problem.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Because I know my limits. I can't go down that road because that's a dark road. I cannot go down Steric Road. I have limits. But I am very appreciative of seeing him and knowing that he is a good person that has not been ruined from that time period.
Yeah.
So, And also just the good old memes from this
So many great
week
memes.
has been great. But yeah, it's been a wild week. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of a wild week, we have current events.
We do. Breaking news.
I'm not going to say that y'all need to stop. I'm not going to say that. But also, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is this, like, Q4 push to be like, okay, we gotta, everything, it's gotta go.
Right.
Everything
The
must
second
go.
that K-Stu is in one prominent / well-respected role, everyone in Hollywood gives her everything. And
Yeah.
honestly, we love it, but it makes
Yeah.
our jobs very stressful. Because we
It's
gotta
just
talk about it all, and it
everything.
used to be nothing. And now it's
It used
everything.
to, oh god, we used to have to fill time with quizzes, people.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Now we have to do
because that-
actual news? What the fuck?
Now we have news, actual stuff to talk about. Anyways, could you tell folks about my most anticipated show of 2022?
God, I'm so excited. Okay. This comes from a very girthy New Yorker profile of Miss K-Stu, which is lovely.
Right.
It comes with some very lovely photos. But in there were a couple of tidbits of upcoming things she's working on / developing that are exquisite. We already know she's got her directorial debut that she's already
Yes.
working on in casting. She's writing a TV series with her fiancé, Dylan Meyer. Fiancé, Dylan Meyer. But most importantly, more important than any of that,
Yeah,
she's-
fuck all of this.
fuck all of this, she's developing a, quote, gay ghost hunting reality show.
Cue me just falling down.
Yeah,
on- like
just collapsing. Immediate collapse.
did we accidentally say this as a joke at some point?
I feel like we
Years
have
ago.
to have manifested this.
And she was like, you know what? Fuck it. Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
K-Stu, if you're
Ma'am?
listening, you're welcome. And also, can we be on the show? We are very
Hello?
charming and love ghosts and are gay. So I think
we fit every part of this.
we check all the boxes, Miss Stewart. Please.
Ma'am, hello. This is this is everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
Reality TV. Then gay. Great. Perfect. Then ghosts. Hello?
Hello. Just saying.
It's everything.
Think about
It has everything.
And the way she describes it too is so beautiful. Because A, it's unclear the language, right?
Right.
Are they hunting for ghosts who are gay? Are they gay and hunting for ghosts? Or are they gay and hunting for gay ghosts?
I don't know.
It's
It's
not clear.
we're aiming for a richness. Hello?
Yeah.
What? What?
And
do you
she
mean?
describes it as a paranormal romp in queer space, which
That's us.
as a sentence means nothing. There's nothing in that sentence. That means
That's just a
anything.
lot of words.
But I do love it. I love it so much.
Anyways, on to the most important news
Yeah.
for this week. We've been talking for the past 2+ weeks now, months, whomever, about Kristen getting engaged. She has a fiancé.
Fiance.
It's oops all marriage here. We got Guy Fieri. Everything's happening.
Yeah.
It's great.
Everything's coming out Millhouse.
Right. And tangentially related, for me anyways, is that it's oops all 2012. Because, hi, hello, Red is here.
Yeah.
Which is sort of connected, if you think about it. You know, because Taylor Swift, Taylor Lautner, you know, there's Red String.
Yes. It's all connected.
The problem, right, is that in the past few days, in the just minor time between when we record these episodes, Taylor Lautner, who, might we just remind you all, in case you had the audacity to forget, dated Taylor Swift
Yeah.
for a hot minute,
Right.
decided to propose to his partner, Taylor Dome. So again, Taylor's also with another Taylor, and it was on November 11th, 11/11.
He can't keep getting away with this.
I just don't. It's weird enough that it happened once,
Yes.
right? Taylor,
Sure.
Taylor. Hello.
Yeah. It's quirky and fun the first time.
It's
The
just
second
cute.
time-
It's funny.
I'm scared and concerned.
The second time, it's a type now.
Yeah. Now you
Right?
have a sick fetish.
Now you're like, now it's a thing, right? Because it's not even spelled different. Like, anyways. So, on Instagram, which he's been incredibly active on this past year, might I just say.
Yeah.
He posted 2 photos of him proposing to his fiancée in a way that is very reminiscent of the Kenny G performance to Kim, of all roses everywhere, just like candles everywhere.
Just the most like dramatic proposal spot.
Everything you would imagine like a stereotypical like straight dude would be like, what do women like? Roses, right?
Yeah.
Candles, right?
Ladies. Am I right, ladies?
Like,
Am I right, ladies?
one of those fucking Instagram neon signs, right? Ladies?
Literally just walked into a Pinterest ad of a like Target showroom. You know what I mean?
Literally. And I'll say, Taylor, it does the job for an Instagram photo. I don't know if it was actually romantic, if that's what Ms. Taylor wanted.
Yeah.
But the body language looks cute. It looks cute. But I find it interesting the timing of Kristen and Taylor. And then we have Rob off in a dumpster somewhere just eating his nasty pasta.
Just vibing in the sewers like a little rat boy. You know?
Yeah.
Is he still dating What's-Her-Face?
I think so. I saw something recently that was like, local trash boy Robert Pattinson happy with Suki. Like,
extra.
This isn't a current event necessarily, but because the fact that this is coming out right near our podcast birthday, if I remember correctly, last week we did talk about doing just a little birth chart.
Just a little
for our
analysis of our psychosis.
Now, it's been 5 years, which is very wild. I will never be over it.
Yeah.
We recorded our first episode like a couple weeks before we released it.
Yeah.
Why? Couldn't tell you.
Who knows? We were so different back then.
We were different people.
We were babies.
It was released, and we planned this very intentionally, to go out on November 21st. Which was the anniversary of the Twilight movie. Mm-hmm. Then it was the 8-year anniversary. Now,
God.
8 plus 5.
Ooh, Alice doing math in real time, folks.
So I pulled up our fucking chart here, and I have not fucking dissected this prior. This is all just happening now. I, right off the bat, am not shocked by this at all.
Yeah.
Because low-key, not low-key at all, this is the most consistent creative project that I've ever had.
Yeah. Right.
And looking at this, that does not surprise me. Of seeing how many planets we have here in our podcast for it, like in Virgo. And it's like, yep, we just get shit done. It's just very organized. It's just, yep, we're doing it.
Love that.
It also does not surprise me personally, the fact that this podcast, has its Mercury, it's a planet of communication in the first house. So, like, if this podcast was a person, the first house rules your sense of self, like how you look. And so if this podcast was a person, the planet of Mercury, which is about communication, is in that sign, which I think is just very hilarious to me.
Yeah, I do love that.
I love that. And the fact that it's Sag of like, we've got good wit here, we got logic, we got stuff that can be deduced.
Ooh, all right.
Is very good. And I appreciate that a lot. And it makes me very happy. And so this is something that personally I could dissect for a long time, and I will. But I think the other thing here, our planet, or our podcast North Node, which is one of the nodes of the moon.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be, it is considered anyways, to be this, if you were like a person of like your guiding light, like what is your purpose in life? And our podcast has its north node in the 9th house.
Okay.
The 9th house is all about these ideas of like focusing on education and focusing on like specifically like higher education.
Yeah.
And things like that. But it's specifically in the sign of Virgo as well.
Okay.
Which for us is also a sign that is about communication. And so I think that what is something that I appreciate looking at this and makes a lot of sense is like, look at all these things that are about communication on here.
Yeah.
Like the fact that our North Node is like talking about like travel, talking about publishing. Like literally this thing talks about like all we talk about is books on here.
Right.
Like
yeah. How do they know? The stars know.
The stars know. And so it is something that I think is very interesting.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Looking at this. And it's just like a very precise and analytical, and what this show does is literally analyze books.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
That's so interesting. I love that.
So it's very cool. I will probably dissect this far more on my own.
Yeah. In your free time.
In my free time, just for funsies. But looking at this, it doesn't surprise me why after all this time, I'm like, damn, just low-key waiting for this to fall apart. And our chart is like, no, you low-key picked like a really like good time to do this, which I think is very cute.
I love that.
Lots of good energy on here.
Fuck yeah.
When we last talked about frostbite, it was like weeks ago.
It's so long.
It was so
Who even remembers?
The last thing that I remember was Dimitri was gone, girl.
Yes.
And Rose was fighting with her mom.
Yeah, fighting for her life out here.
Just trying to piss her mom off by saying, like, what'd you do with my dad? Where's my dad, huh? And finally her mom was like, you know what? Fuck this kid.
I'm sick of this shit.
Gave her a black eye, and that's kind of where we left off.
Yeah. These chapters, both these chapters are very much Rose's down bad, you know? It's not a great, she's not doing so hot. She just got punched in the literal face by her mom, her literal mother. She has a terrible black eye that as soon as she, like, walks out of the door, everyone knows about it. Like, the second she is just, like, going out.
This medical center does not follow HIPAA.
No, clearly not, because, I mean, we already know this school is full of gossips, right? But, like, clearly there is a mole in there, and I think it's that fucking snake doctor. I think that guy was just sick of her coming in every day with a new injury. I can
only imagine that they've got fucking, like, those, I know some high schools have these, my high school didn't, but they've got these, like, TVs in the hallways that are, like, fucking asthma kids back in here, and they just show the like a school photo of this kid, and every time that Rose goes in the medical center, they'll just like show her photo on there, and it's like it's essentially like the equivalent of like the cannons in Hunger Games, but they just blast those on the Academy TVs.
Just a poor child being like,
because like how else do all of these people know that she's just getting in there all the time, other than the fact that like Mia is just. Maybe Mia doesn't really have any friends, and she just spends all her time in the medical center.
Yeah, she's trying to get
which
the
is
scoop,
sad.
You know, she's down bad. But she is the first person to be like, "Oh my god, hey, is it true that your mom just fucking bodied you out there and punched you in your own face? Your mother punched you in your own face." And she's like. God damn it, like,
maybe.
She doesn't want, maybe, whatever. Whatever. And, like, you know, she goes back to their backstory and everything, whatever. It's kind of, we know. But she's like,
it's
normally.
So weird.
The way they do those callbacks, it's like, we get it. We know. You don't have to do all this, whatever. But she's like, normally I would have just left and not wanting to even, I just want to ignore her because she sucks and we're not friends and I don't care about her. But for some reason, I just wanted to just get in there, you know? And they have this little face-to-face moment. And there's, like, definitely a weird part on Rose's thing where she's just like, because Mia's like, oh, well, it's clearly not an accident. Like that, your mom, like, fully punched you in the face deliberately, which is even sadder than just getting punched in the face by your mom. Like, that's pretty sad. That's pretty embarrassing. I would be embarrassed. And she has this kind of, and Rose has this moment where she's like, yeah, that does suck. And that second of, like, thinking about it just gives Mia all the vindication and all the, like, ha, gotcha, bitch kind of vibe, which I hate. It's awful. Mia sucks. I hate that she's still even part of this. She's boring.
Especially because of the fact that it's not even Mia doing her usual, like, damn, Rose, you suck. Guess your mom hates you so much that she punched you in the face.
Right.
But Mia even mentions the part of, like, it doesn't really look that much like an accident, Rose.
Right. It's like,
don't
hey,
you guys have, like, rules of where you are allowed to hit and stuff? It looks like your mom kind of ignored that.
Yeah,
Rose
it's like,
fuck, she's right.
Right, we do have very strict procedures of not going above the neck or whatever.
And my mom's supposed to be, like, the best guardian ever.
And she's the best guardian that's ever lived. So, I don't know what. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And then we also get this interruption from like the front desk lady or someone at the front desk or whatever, and
equivalent of a library secretary.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
No talk.
And it says the strangest thing, and it's like, ladies, this is a lobby, not a lounge. And I have a question. What is a lobby if not a lounge? What is a lobby?
Right.
If not a place where people just are.
Yeah, she does this thing where she's like, all right, ladies, you need to figure out, are you going out or are you going up to your rooms? And it's like, ma'am,
it's like, sorry,
I thought
last time I was concerned, like, lobbies are the definition of the liminal space in between spaces where you people meander and are there. That is a lobby and a lounge. I'm confused.
Specifically in dorms.
Yeah,
where it's like,
right?
Damn, I have literally 10 minutes before my next class. I'm
I'm just gonna vibe.
Yeah, I don't want to go upstairs and get comfortable because I will fall asleep. So, yeah, I was very confused by that as well.
Yeah. Anyway, weird language aside, Rose is like, I gotta talk to my girl Lissa. I've not talked to her in what seems like 40 years.
Days.
In days, I'm just gonna slam on her door and just come on in and get some good old-fashioned girl talk with the Bond babes, you know?
It's been so long.
It's been so long, and they clearly need to talk. Rose, much more than Lissa at this point, because Rose is like, yeah, I haven't told Lissa about, like, anything in my life, like, that I have a big old crush on Dimitri, and that my mom sucks, and, like, all those things. Like, I'm just, like, kind of bottling all those emotions, but she's like, finally, this is the time where I'm just gonna let it all out. And then, immediately, is not the case, because Lissa has things she needs to say, and Rose's solution to that is like, okay, I'll just keep bottling this up as even longer then. This is great. We don't have to share drama at the same time. We can just do a
Super
transactional
healthy
situation. This is good. This is how friends should be, and this is how you talk to your friends, your best friend.
It's been at least 50 pages since we have had a Lissa and Rose only conversation.
Which is
the
cruel.
Opposite of the first book.
Yeah.
Because they are literally bonded. And this first conversation that we get in so long is Lissa being like, oh, what's wrong with you? Anyways, let's talk about me. And it's like, what happened?
Like, how, guys, this bond is important to the text of this whole thing. It's the most crucial part here, and we're just like letting them do little check-ins once every couple chapters. No, thank you. These girls need each other, okay?
I get it. Like, I know this feel of when you have a best friend and one of you gets a partner and it's like, oh shit, suddenly everything's different.
Yeah.
And I do feel like this first part of the book is doing a really good job of explaining, like, showing how that changes stuff.
Yeah.
And that seems like very clear of how this book is going to be.
Yeah.
I imagine that it's going to change quite a bit when they are all forced into the ski lodge, a la fanfiction.
Yes.
But I do feel like so far it's been a really good job of Rose being like, I have so much to tell you, and before I could have done this, we literally were on the run for 2 years. I could have told you this and it wouldn't have been a problem, and now I feel like I have to, like, schedule a time to see you.
Yeah.
And it's, like, a whole thing.
Right. And you can definitely see that, like, anxiety or, like, sadness, I guess, in that, too, with Rose, because she's just like, I'm happy for you and Christian, but also, like, man, I'm not your number one anymore in the same way. Not in, like, a gay way. Definitely not a gay way.
No,
but
not a gay way.
Not a gay way, but, like, man, that sucks.
Especially when it's the fucking, it's literally, like, life or death with them.
Right.
And
Quite
I don't
literally.
know that, literally. And I don't know that Rose necessarily feels comfortable explaining that, or if she even has the words for that yet.
Yeah.
And right now it seems like she's just feeling sad and blaming herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
she's
sucks.
like starting to feel some of the like spirit energy, right? Even though she's like on the medication, she's doing better. She feels like herself still at some extent, but she does feel like there is something burning up inside of her that's scary, especially with how we've seen how it goes when it goes unchecked, you know? I do love this thing though where it's like her and the professor doing like their own little study hours, secret study hours about spirit stuff, which is really cute. And then being like, yeah, I'm just gonna like figure out my own specialties and find out all these people that may or may not have had spirit power. So they're like me.
Right. I think that it makes sense, right? Because an independent study is kind of the only way for Lissa at this time, seeing as no one else to her knowledge has spirit.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea that her and this teacher are like, we got to figure it out. We got to hit the books. We got to do this together.
Yeah.
But yeah, this conversation between the two of them in this chapter hurt. It felt
So painful to read.
It not only just painful to read, but it felt like, I don't even know what the word is I'm trying to describe, but it was like both of them wanted to say so much more than they felt like they could.
Yeah. Very restrained
I
conversation.
guess. Yeah. And that just made it so much more painful. Like, I fucking love that as far as, like, reading it, but it doesn't make it any easier to read there. Especially because the fact that Lissa felt, like, one of the only things that she felt comfortable mentioning was that Rose was alone. And the only way that she felt comfortable solving that was for Rose to have, she thinks, solving it with Mason, rather than what Rose really wants is to have Lissa back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, no, not double
That's
dates.
not the solution. Yeah. She's like, hey, maybe you'd be as happy as I am if you had someone like Christian, like I do, because I have boyfriend and I'm happy.
Yeah.
And instead of us being Bond babes, number one Bond babes, you should have old Mason boy who is clearly in love with you. And that will fix everything and that will be good. No.
God, I know this conversation so well, and so seeing it and knowing that Rose is essentially having this conversation for the first time, it just sucks when that's not the solution. You're not really being heard there, which is rough. So
yeah.
Especially when Alyssa isn't necessarily even wanting to have this conversation with Rose. Like, Rose just kind of showed up on her door because she's
like, I'm getting ready to see
outfit.
my dude. I'm getting ready for a hot, steamy situation. And you're kind of just doing this to me, and I don't like it. And I'm not. I don't want to do it. It's like, be there for your girl, Alyssa. Be there for each other, Alyssa. Rose.
Yeah. Yeah, but, good on Rose for leaving and trying to distract herself by packing her backpack and...
just talking about her
definitely
tits.
Not
and, like,
talking about her C cup.
Her beautiful boobs that no Moroi could ever have.
Yeah,
because their bodies are built different.
Because they are all apparently, like, 2000s supermodel bodies. Like, have no, just all skin and bones.
Absolutely. Then we get then things get a little steamy because this chapter ends with Rose sort of abruptly being back into Liz's brain / eyes / head, and they're having sexy times.
Yeah,
Rose is like, uh-oh.
The fact that the chapter ends and Rose is just like trying to go to bed.
Literally just trying to sleep. She's had a terrible day. Nobody likes her. She's just getting pulled through the ringer right now.
Right.
Just wants to have a nice little sleep. And has to get interrupted by fucking Lissa Christian sexy times in the chapel.
Yeah.
Attic.
It's just the worst. Rose is just listening to her 2005 CD of meditations, just like trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And gets ripped into Lissa's head mid makeout with Christian. Hello?
I hate this.
The last thing that Rose needed.
Rose does not need this. And I don't want to read it. I don't like it. Don't like it because
it's rough.
It's rough because it is coming from a third party perspective, you know, and she's obviously like has no choice but to be like a lurker in this situation. Like she can't really, she's trying to get out of it, but really it's rough stuff. It's so intimate and very strange and definitely not horny for Rose, even though I wish she you know, wink.
I think that it is what struck me the most about this chapter, at least the first part of it, when Rose is in Lissa's head, was one, Rose was like, first of all, I was literally asleep. So
rude.
Why, excuse me. Second of all, what also struck me was suddenly how like pure I get, how chaste, how Rose became of like, first of all, no one should be allowed to see this kind of kissing. Like, right.
She goes full like Puritan in a matter of seconds. It's very funny. I think there's a little bit of a territory situation going on.
Oh my God, yeah.
First of all, she's pissed that because she's in Lissa's brain, she cannot see Lissa. She just sees Christian. She's like, I don't want to see Christian doing anything. Fuck this.
But in a, straight way.
But in like a very straight way. No homo. Absolutely. And it's so funny. It's so, like, I hate it, but it is funny.
It was, the whole time, it was just like, hey, stop this.
Right, like, please, God. Like, her in her room just being like, please, God, get me out of here. I don't want to do this.
In a weird way, it reminded me a lot of, oh God, I'm forgetting her name now. But I think it was it Mel in The Host?
Oh, yeah.
When she would be like, hey, knock it off. Like, I didn't ask for this.
Like,
stop.
I not want to be a part of this situation. And I'm sure you don't want me here. So let me go. But because Lissa's just so passionate and has so many emotions, it just sucks her in and it makes it really hard for her to break out of it because her feelings are so strong.
And that was the thing that was wild, is like Rose kept being like, I need you to just like take a breather, do something so that like if this feeling stops, I can leave.
You can bow out.
But Lissa was not doing that.
Oh.
But I think, finally Rose was able to kind of get out of the situation. And it was, that was wild.
Yeah. I do love too, as soon as she breaks out, she's like, obviously I didn't want to have sex with Lissa, but there was a same pang inside of me, that frustrated feeling that I was no longer the center of her world. Hey, Rose, it sounds like you do want to have sex with Lissa. It seems like you love Lissa, like more than friend love.
You know how, like, after you get ripped out of being in your Bond babe's head while she's having sex, and you have these utter pangs, you just go right to bed, wrapping your arms around yourself, curling into a ball to squelch the ache in your chest. Lissa, like, because of her, Rose, that's not straight.
Hey,
Rose?
that is literally the textbook definition of yearning, Rose.
Literally.
Which is a gay trait. It's a gay
Yeah,
trait.
you... Actually, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, Rose, but you can't yearn if you're straight.
You can. It's illegal. It's against the law. That's
Yep. That is, and I thought, I made this joke a lot when we were reading the first book of like, hey, how did anyone read this and think they were, like, this was the bond was a straight thing? These 2 paragraphs are the gayest thing I've ever read.
Ever.
So, great. Good. Let's just
Cool.
move on for that and just pretend like Rose is definitely not having a yearning
Yeah.
for her bond babe, but that's fine.
Rose wakes up, has a little
Let's go
moment
beat
with
the
Mason.
shit out of some stuff.
Just wants to beat the shit out of stuff. Has a little boring moment with Mason.
God,
Being
Mason's
like,
so
hey,
boring.
you love me, and even when I have black eye, like I whatever, I know you're obsessed with me. Would you want to hang out for Christmas? Because I don't want to be alone, and I think I would rather die. And Mason's like, fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you're like a human or whatever.
You are
You can
a meat
entertain me.
puppet. Yeah, you are. You do have flesh
So-
and bones and can speak and are fully committed to whatever I'm doing right here. So
Yeah.
great.
And holidays remind me of how lonely I am. So Christmas or whatever.
So-
and he's like, yeah. Thank you. I love you. I mean, thanks.
yeah, chill. Sick. Can't wait.
Rose is like, cool. Finger guns. Gotta go.
Yeah.
Beat some shit up.
And then it's practice time, baby.
Subtle.
No longer with her mother. Dimitri's back. And it gets
and
wild.
super chill, both of them.
They are fully in control of their emotions and their feelings. And
Very
they're-
mature for
they're
both of them.
processing this very well.
Mm-hmm.
No notes. That's
been-
it.
It has been maybe 24 hours
Yeah. At the,
since Rose and Dimitri have seen each other.
yeah.
In this time, we have no idea what's happened to Dimitri, other
Yeah.
than presumably he has slept,
Went to sleep for a long time. Yeah.
he has changed,
yeah.
he's done everything that he's needed to as a human, question mark? Who's to say? Rose, on the other hand, has had a lot of experiences.
So many.
Has had a lot, every
And has
range
had nobody
of
to talk
emotions.
to about with at all.
Nope. Just bottled that shit up. And now, doesn't want to talk, just wants to punch.
Wants to punch.
Is that
and, like,
so much to ask for?
just let her punch. You know, homegirl needs to punch, and she's got her hair down because she wants to cover her black eye and doesn't want Dimitri to see her as a like bruised vegetable or something. And
Yeah,
so
she
she's,
doesn't want to fucking talk about it.
she doesn't want to
No
talk
words.
about it. Okay, we're just here to punch. It's all punch over here in these parts. And Dimitri's being weird about it and being like,
How
your hair
long
is
do your
in the
bangs need to be?
Yeah, to like cover the black eye. I'm sure she's fully like, her hair is like in front of her face fully in order to
Right?
cover it, you know? Like, 'cause I don't even think, does she canonically have bangs?
No.
So
She's
like,
either
just has-
made swoosh bangs
Right.
overnight,
DIY swoosh bangs. Yeah, she's
DIY
grown
swoosh
bangs.
bangs,
Yeah.
or she has ring girled herself and she has all of her hair in front of her face. Which
Right.
then Dimitri is not being out of bounds for saying, "Bitch, move."
This is
Your hair, like,
distracting. It doesn't work.
it's not even just distracting. It's like you have your hair in your face.
It's not
Get
good for punch. It's not good.
get it out of your mouth. Like, stop.
Because like, there's a lot of talk about how beautiful and gorgeous her hair is in this moment.
Oh, that
like,
dude
there's a
fucking loves her
a
hair.
lot. And Dimitri is fucking horny for his hair. But like, I get no actual description of, do we have bang? Do we have some sort of side swoop situation? What?
Yeah, is it a swoop or is it like you're gonna die in 7 days? Like, what is
I
it?
just need to know. Rochelle, please.
Ferrero Rocher, please give us a visual here.
Ferrero
This is the
Rocher.
one time you've skimped on describing a situation.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You're so good at it.
I know. Anyways.
Then it gets too horny. We get
Oh.
a Pride and Prejudice handhold moment up in here.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, because
Fuck, I
Homer's
love
down
a
bad.
handhold.
She's like against the wall, back against the wall. Dimitri's like,
He says her name in italics.
in-
Hello?
yeah, the power. And I'm sure you could hear it. And he's like, stop it. Stop.
God, it just it reminds me of that Vine when the guy do you know what I'm talking about? The Vine where the guys the only thing that comes out of their voice when they're playing the guitar and singing is the guitar sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
When he says her name, it's just like in that italic indie guy voice.
Yeah.
And the handhold, like I'm literally Dimitri,
Hello.
whatever you want.
Yeah,
Hello?
literally blushing bride over here.
Like, the 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice just came out in the canonical version of this book. Like, hello?
The influence is apparent here, okay?
It's
There's
the only thing
a
that
lot
Dimitri watches in his downtime. Like,
Yeah.
that is how he understands romance.
There's a lot of heavy breathing. There's a lot of pauses. There's a lot of intense gazes at
Oh my
each
God.
other. Little hair touches, a little bit of a little wanting more of a touch, but they cannot because they're in a professional relationship and that's not allowed and it's not appropriate. But it is quite horny.
It is.
So horny.
It's kind of fucked up, to be honest.
And then immediately, like, as soon as he, like, realizes that he's, like, kind of maybe crossing a line, perhaps, getting a little too in for his britches in the moment,
Bridges.
he's, like, a little too far in the trench coat, I suppose. He is, like, immediately goes back to, like, very stoic Dimitri, and it's like, yeah, it looks fine. It'll heal. Like, sorry.
Fucking Edward Cullen.
Sorry,
of him.
sir. You just had a very tense sexual moment pushing that hair outside of her face to see that black eye. And you're like,
Yeah.
you know what? It looks good. You're tough. Great. Can we practice? Should we do stuff?
First of all, rude. What
Yeah.
I loved so much about Rose in this moment
Yeah.
is that she, rather than doing what I would have expected of her, which is to be like, curse at him, probably,
Yeah. Right.
if she's like, you know what, Dimitri, fuck you.
Yeah.
This isn't a fucking Christmas special. Like, this is my life.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, these miracles that you're talking about of, like, making peace with my mom, they can't just happen. So stop this whole, like, Zen profoundness crap and, like, talk to me like I'm a real person. Because the stuff that
Yeah.
you're saying isn't real.
Right.
And the fact
Can't just live
that...
in this little fantasy, okay?
Yeah, because she's finally calling him on his bullshit and saying, like, you do this as a mechanism to try and distance yourself. Like, shut up and talk to me like a real person.
Yeah.
And
real.
he's like, excuse me, don't, first of all. And he's like, don't call me out on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But this is my, this part where he gets, like, angry. Oh my God.
Literally, like, 14-year-old me was, like, sweating reading this. I was like, oh my God.
Almost 28-year-old me
Yeah.
was sweating.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh my God.
God.
This
I
man?
need a fan.
This man who's being angry with full awareness that he is not gonna hurt her,
Right.
but being like, don't tell me what I am feeling.
Right. Because,
Hello?
like, and that's just in response to her being, like, trying to just, like, be a little more petty and stuff, even though she knows it's not true. But she's like, you don't even care about me. Like, I'm just a student to you. And obviously it's not the truth. And he's just like, you don't know how I feel. And it's like, oh, stop it. Stop
Oh my
this.
God. Oh my God. And it's so annoying because I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware that this man is an adult man.
Yeah.
Rose is not an adult.
Yeah.
Even though she has a C cup.
Even
Girl,
though
I had a C cup at like 10, so it's fine. That does not, a C cup does not an adult make.
Yeah.
Most people that have boobs are probably a C cup if they were fitted properly. But okay, so I know that this relationship is wrong. I'm aware of that. But this man, ooh, listen, I understand now.
Yeah.
I
He's just
get
so large,
why.
And he's so passionate.
And he wears dusters.
He wears dusters. Come on.
I understand. Do I agree with it? No. But do I get it? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. And the fact that he was like, no, fuck you, Rose. Like, I've learned my control. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
I
I
get
got
it.
it handled. I'm strong, and I have everything under control. Rose.
And then she's like, oh, yeah, bet. And then
Yeah,
just
but
kisses him.
What if, though, if I just, like, kissed you right now, though, bro? What if I just kissed you? Would you have control?
What if I kiss you, bro?
What if I kiss you, bro? Square up. What if I just kissed you? And she does. And where the control go, Dimitri
He fucking melts.
melts away. Passionate. It's hot.
Like, hands shaking,
Yeah.
kisses back. Excuse me.
He literally is just, like, fully shaking. Being like,
he's like,
don't ever do that again to me. Don't you ever.
Ugh. Don't. I can't do this.
Stop. Stop.
I can't. I cannot. The fact that he was like handshaking, fully blush, like fucking blushing bright, was like, you don't do that again. And
Yeah.
Rose is just like, then don't kiss me back.
Yeah.
Don't kiss me back,
All right.
bitch. And just like, oh my god. Excuse me.
Hello.
Excuse me, Ferrero Rocher.
Miss
Hello.
Rocher.
Miss Rocher.
She has entered the building, and she's
What a-
not fucking around.
No. The fact that Dimitri, when he gets flustered, handshake, which not good for the profession he's in, but that's fine. We can deal with that later.
Sure.
And he just starts like muttering in Russian. Love it. Love it so much.
So good.
So I have no idea where this is going to go next. But I love it.
But I am hooked, baby.
Yeah, especially because I fully thought that we would be like in the ski lodge by this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, they're really
I was
edging
wrong.
the whole ski trip. They're just going like,
I
yeah,
know.
the ski trip is coming. And it's like, it's been several weeks now of just the promise of the ski trip. And I just want to be there. I want to be in that lodge.
Yeah, it seems like we're close to Christmas, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we have chapters 9 and 10 next week. So
Hell yeah.
who's to say? We will figure it out. Before we get to our patrons, though, I realized that we have not discussed what we want folks to get for our birthday.
Oh my god, we teased it so long. Sorry.
We teased it,
We were
and then
really
we didn't-
unintentionally edging you. I apologize.
Yeah, so we do actually have something. If you all would like to get us something for our birthday, would you like to tell folks?
Absolutely. To celebrate 5 years of this
5
program.
years.
5 years. We have 2 items of merch coming out. 2 designs for merch in many
designs.
different 2 designs, many different items. You can put them on whatever the fuck you want.
You can do whatever.
They're cute as fuck. They are designed by the Ray Sumlin, who is great. Her socials will be in the episode description, and the links for all of them will be in the description. They're cute as fuck.
I'm really excited about
I'm
these
obsessed. And it's been a while since we've done a little cheeky merch drop, you know?
It's been a minute. One that I'm immensely excited about and will be getting on everything is our like updated vampire lips.
The fangs are back,
The fangs?
baby. Better than ever.
Yes, I'm immensely excited. When we got these made, I was screaming. And
Yeah.
so
Hooting and hollering.
that is one of the best ways that you can celebrate our birthday is
Yeah.
getting content from us.
Fuck yeah.
For you.
For
You know,
you.
so everyone
For us
gets
and
to
for
celebrate.
you. And
Yep,
for me.
for everyone. And for you.
for
you
you,
know?
specifically. You.
We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Katie Black.
Pew, pew, pew,
Boo.
pew. Thank you to Kylie Minty.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Thank you to Carrie Goldberg.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you to Mickey Meyer.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew.
Thank you to Rebecca Cullen.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you to Mulch Gray. Mulch.
Thank you to Taylor Brown Town Lautner.
Yes. Thank you to Danae Swan.
Woo!
Ooh.
Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Thank you to Cassandra Bomer.
Woohoo! Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Pew, pew, pew. Thank you to Cassandra O'Shea.
Wow!
Ooh.
Thank you to Rachel Seeker.
Thank you to Alexandra Ozera.
Thank you to Aaron Weber.
Thank you to Clara Belikov.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Thank you to Katya Karp, who was not found in Lake Michigan.
Not found. Not the big fish. But you
Not
are in
the
our
big
hearts. You are in our hearts, Katya.
You are the big fish in my heart.
Yeah. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Thank you to Kelly Beck.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Thank you to Laura Forty.
Woo.
Ooh.
Thank you to Abby Penn.
Thank you to Catherine Hathaway.
Woo.
Ooh.
And last, but certainly not least, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Hell yeah.
Go Piss Girl. So, after the feedback that we received from Cody last week,
Yeah, the feedback we gave.
the feedback that we gave, I received a fan fiction from our unofficial intern, Taylor Browntown Lauder.
Thank you, Taylor. I'm scared.
That is more contextually relevant to our podcast. This is from the Vampire Academy and Princess Protection Program crossover section.
Okay. All right.
Now, I personally know what Princess Protection Program is.
Sure.
Have I
famously.
seen it? No, because I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I had to look this up. I knew that Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez were in it, but I didn't know, and I knew that it was about princesses, obviously, but I didn't know who else was in it. When I Googled this, I was shocked to find out that the only Nicholas Braun was in this.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Cousin Greg.
Mr. Greg. Yeah.
Is in this. So that's wild. This fanfiction is titled Vampire Princess Rosalinda, and it was written by I'm a Skyscraper. Now, hopefully this summary will make sense to you, because it fucking doesn't make sense to me.
Great.
This story has been written for a while, for 2 years, to be honest. It's a crossover of Vampire Academy, Rose and Lissa, Princess Protection Program, Rosie and Carter, and Twilight. It takes place in the Battle of Breaking Dawn Part 2 of Twilight. By the way, not my best work. Enjoy.
Great.
So, also, this was published in 2016. So,
Okay.
it's really, like, it's new,
Yeah.
I would argue.
Relatively to things we've seen before. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's a lot happening here. The fact that there's a Rose and a Rosie is really fucking with my brain a little bit, but...
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna go read this, and if it makes sense to you all, God bless. Vampire Princess Rosalinda, Rosie Hathaway, is the total opposite of other vampires in her 15 age group. Okay. Her older sister is half human and half vampire, Rose Hathaway. Rose's best friend, Lissa, is also a princess, Princess Lissa Dragomir. Lissa and Rose are 17, as Rosie is 15, and her protector is her hopefully best friend, Carter Mason. Rosie's sister is Liz's soon-to-be protector, just like Carter is her soon-to-be guardian. Rosie feeds off her girlfriend Carter while they are in London, Ontario, Canada. Side note, this feels like a fucking math word problem to me. I feel like... Okay. Lissa sits in the corner, writing, while Rose drinks some rum before pushing her hair to the side. Drink a little, Lissa. You need your energy, Rose states gently, moving notebooks off Lissa's lap, giving Lissa access to her neck. Oh, I thought she was talking about the rum. Lissa surrenders and bites. Rosie nibbles on a mint while making a sandwich for Carter, who is now drinking orange juice and has a piece of paper towel to her neck as she lays on the bed. Thank you, C, Rosie thinks. No problem, Rosie. You need more blood than Lissa since you are younger. End scene.
Wow.
I feel like there's going to be a question after this that is like, how many pints of blood did Rosie give to there's a lot happening here. I personally need to dive in and figure out why Nicholas Braun was in this movie and in what context. Mm-hmm. Because was that his start? Is that what he's known for?
Is that his trajectory?
Were the people in Succession like, oh yes, we need the man from Princess Protection Program?
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you as always, Taylor. Your notoriety or work on fanfiction.net continues to confuse me, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
But thank you for your service.
Yes. Enjoy your cupcakes for us.
Yes.
I will need to get something for myself to celebrate.
Yeah.
But until next week, when we are on our way to 6 years, as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit
and get whipped and blow the candles out for us.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.